Hi everybody, it is Jeremy here, and I am going to do an unboxing for some gifts I got on the Figure 4 weekly board. Figure 4 Wrestling Observer board. Someone there was giving away a couple of pieces of game equipment. We've got a mixamp from Astro, and it's huge. I actually got the package yesterday and I was like, I'd completely forgotten. I didn't know what it was. And I also didn't know where it's coming from, so I was a little surprised by this package, and I thought, well, maybe it's just some press stuff. And here is the gaming headset. And I was like, well, maybe it's just a PR package. And of course, I opened it up, and it wasn't. It was all this stuff. Now here's the mixamp. I'm not really sure what a mixamp does. I assume it gives you really good video quality, or if it's good for mixing or something. But yeah, there's the mixamp, and there's another set of, it looks like there's cables and stuff underneath here. Yeah, all the cables are here and in fantastic shape. So hey, cool, nice bonus there. It even has a cool little piece of protective foam that covers everything. That's really cool. That's actually a great way to ship these things. And this is, I think, proof positive of why you keep your boxes, and also why you try to remember what things look like when you load them up, because I got a phone recently on Amazon to try and get a work from home job. It was a cheap phone that I regret buying, especially since I bought the phone because I thought I needed it immediately, and I wound up not needing it immediately, and then I joined Prime in order to ensure I got it in time. Yeah. Or just one of those things, it made more sense. I could have got it here, but it would have been like, with everything to get to a free shipping thing. And then, it was cost. It made more sense to just do Prime rather than to not do Prime for that, because it was going to be like the order I had, which was that and some other like essentials for the house, was going to be 50 or so either way. And I was like, well, why not just spend 50 more and get Prime for the rest of the year? And here is the headset. There is, see, it's not secured down, but yeah, there's that. There's the headset itself. This looks pretty cool. Nice shiny black. I dig that a lot. And I'll actually give that a shot later when I finally, hopefully, get around to playing. I'm actually going to have to read the instructions for all this stuff, because I am not an audio guy. It's one of the reasons why my commentary videos never really are done anymore. Well, that's actually more of a video thing. But, you know, for me, it's like, I'm just not used to audio mixing or anything like that. So this is going to be a nice way to not only improve the quality of things, like if I get into streaming, which I've done a time or two on the consoles, but I haven't really done much on PC, other than some test runs. This is really cool, though. I like this little bag it comes with. Yeah, I'm good with pointing things at a camera at times here, but it's also fairly early in the morning, and I did get a good night's sleep, though. I was amazed. I went to sleep right after Impact, as God intended, and it's actually a good show, but I also fell asleep right after SmackDown, which was a very boring show and a bad show. No one should watch that show. Just miss SmackDown. Watch Impact, though. A lot of good stuff on Impact this week. And Raw. So, okay, well, that covers it for the pseudo unboxing of these things. Actually, it's funny. The mixamp weighs more. No, actually, they're both about 7. Oh, yeah, by the way, this is the, I didn't say the model number, A30 on these Astro headsets. So, cool. I understand it's not like the most recent thing, but hell if I care. I mean, I was overjoyed reading it. I actually confused the items, because he said, I got this and I'm getting rid of this, and I reversed the things. And he said, oh, no, it's the other one. So I was like, okay, whatever. It's at no cost to me, so I'm not I'm not going to be upset about that. But yeah, it was good to do that and just have this. It's really cool. That's a heck of a good little Christmas gift there. So I will probably be doing some UFC videos later. I'm currently going through Stranger's Wrath on the Ouya, and I'm going to have that review hopefully up Monday. Going to finish the text and all, and then get images ready for Hardcore Gamer. And then I've got a little thing I want to do for the Halo 5 beta. Might not get around that because it's an optional assignment, and I've still got stuff I need to get done. I'm finishing up a Criminal Girls review right now. I've got images for that ready. I just need to kind of sort them. And yeah, it's things are looking up, and I'm feeling pretty good right now. I want to thank, one second here, there we go. I want to thank everyone who contributed to the GoFundMe so far. I'm still going to keep it going. It's not going to hurt to keep it up because these estate bills just come in. You know, so it's not something like I set it up because I absolutely positively needed the money. I was down to, if I didn't have the money that I put in, I transferred yesterday, and it's showing as pending in my account. So clearly, like, the ball was rolling, and I might be able to spend that one, the 140 it wound up being, because they take fees out of the. One thing GoFundMe does, they take the fees and all, they take it right off the top. You know, so that's actually good because you're not caught off guard down the line by fees getting out when you're done. And I kind of wish eBay would do that because eBay, they do it at the end of the month. And so one thing I've done with all the money I've made off of PayPal stuff this month, which was pretty good. I sold Conquer for 140, and what was it? Power Blade I sold. Castlevania. That's it. Power Blade I sold a couple weeks ago, and I wish I could find my copy of Power Blade 2 because that's going for several $100s. And I enjoy. You know, to me, I sold Castlevania. I was like, well, I know I had Castlevania 2 at some point. Clearly, a lot of my NES stuff just went away somehow. I don't know, did I misplace it? Did it just get, you know, borrowed for permanently? I don't know. I don't think so. I just think it's one of those things where things go missing. I mean, I've got just tons of stuff in this house. So there could be like a whole stash of Game Boy Advance boxes. Didn't even know. I just looked in my closet one day in one of my closets, and there was a giant box, a wooden box. I was like, oh, let's see what's in there, and it's Game Boy Advance stuff. I was like, oh, great. And luckily, I mean, I only sold a couple of the games that were in there card only, so didn't lose too much on that. But yeah, I'm going to keep the GoFundMe page up. I mean, I thought about taking it down, and I realized, you know what, it's good to keep it up because I'm going to have legal bills until the estate's settled, and it can always be used for that. I can always use it for vet stuff because those bills can come out of nowhere too, and it's good to have a backup source of income, even if it's not something I can depend on. These issues are going to be there. You know, Spud had $1,000 in dental work a couple months ago, and I wasn't expecting it to be $1,000. I brought her in for dental work, and I thought, okay, it'll be a couple hundred. And she wound up having a blood pressure issue. I think her blood pressure plummeted when she was under anesthesia, and I just thought, okay, that's a bad sign. And then they found that she had an elevated kidney issue, and it's kind of like, okay, we're getting to the point where she's aging, and it's in weird ways. I mean, the elevated issue, that's kind of natural, but not, I mean, I don't want it to become a full-blown renal failure. That's how I lost my first cat, and that was a painful loss, just because of how it went down, and knowing that we could have prevented a lot of the pain. You know, if she's 18 almost. You know, she's lived a long life. So I know that she's not going to be around forever, but she is so cute. I mean, that's a cute cat. And I am a big fan of that little munchkin. And, you know, I'm lucky to still have her, and I'm lucky to still have Gracie. But I just want them to be comfortable, and I do greatly appreciate all the help I've gotten, because as I look at this video here, I see all these DVDs. Just tons and tons of DVDs, and it's like, you know, if I hadn't bought those, would anything be different really on a day-to-day level? Yes, because a lot of them haven't been watched, and many have, you know, but a lot of them haven't. I'd say more have been watched than haven't. I'd say it's probably like 80% of them. That's honestly not too bad. That's better than my Steam library. But a lot of that stuff just is things I get sent codes for, or you know, bundles. So you buy a bundle for 2 games and you get, you know, 10 codes. But I've looked at the last week especially, but really, you know, everything I've gone through since my mother has passed is being a learning experience. And definitely making up for lost time in terms of learning about how the world works and how some people are just going to use you. You know, they're going to mistake kindness for weakness, and then kindness becomes weakness because you get used and used and used, and then there's nothing left to use, and you know you're of no use to them anymore. So you're nothing to them, and that's kind of a bitter pill to swallow, but it's something that I've used to fuel me, and I've got a couple of not offers, I shouldn't say, but a couple of job leads is better way to put it, that are going reasonably well so far. So hopefully that works out. And if I can get some video editing skills ironed out, if I get some really good video editing software, and I can actually learn the stuff, because video editing is not the easiest thing on earth. I remember trying to do it in 7th grade and struggling, and of course 7th grade, you know, kind of natural, because it was 97, so video editing software is much different now than then. And I can do some basic stuff, but I know what I want to do. I want to do video reviews that are pretty well done, and we've got some folks in Hardcore Gamer who do it, and I really should just inquire, hey, how do we do this? You know, how is it done? And just figure things out from there. And then I can, you know, make some things, have another skill set to, you know, to use. And my overall goal is to turn this channel into something where I cover a lot of the rare stuff I have. I have so many wrestling games that don't have these in-depth reviews, and I want them to have those. And I also really do want to finally get working on the MMA gaming book that I was planning on doing last year, and I just wound up doing a long-form article. And never got around to a book. It was just something else where I kind of did the Impact book, and I'll be doing one for 2014. I'm still trying to pick out an image. I want to go with the misspelled Lashley, but it's kind of hard aspect ratio wise. I know what the 2015 year in review book is going to be. It's going to be the image of JB on the debut show on Destination America, just looking like just stunned. I think his face was like kind of like that. Only it's much better because he's really got a great face. But that's going to be the cover for the 2015 book, and I'm just going to try and get some, you know, really good writing work done. I figure for the longest time I've sold myself short, and so I've worked to that level. And if I hold myself to a higher standard, I will get higher quality work in terms of pay. I will be getting some paid gigs, and hopefully I can turn that into something that I can live off of, because that's the goal. I don't mind having, I don't want to say a job I hate, but a job I have misgivings about. If I have the light at the end of the tunnel is, you're doing this so you can then have the money to do some other work you want to do freelance-wise, and so that becomes like your weekend break, you know. But if I know I'm in a job situation I'm just going to hate, sometimes it's not worth it, you know. If it's one I can't physically do, there was one I did where there was no way I could do the job because it required these tiny little images on the screen, and that was your whole indicator for the call. And because it was text, but it was text inside a graphic, and you couldn't increase the size of any of it. So I was stuck with their mandate of, you know, have 1080 resolution, which is fine. I have 1080 monitor, but doing that, it's better image, but the stuff is smaller on the screen for me, and so that doesn't work. And I couldn't tell what I could see, you know, okay, there's green and there's red, but I can't tell what the text is because the text is too small, you know. So that just wasn't going to work. But my goal is to find one that is simpatico with me, and that'll work out well. So this has become many things beyond an unboxing, but I think it's worth doing because it's going to be an elephant in the room anyway. You know, one of the more recent uploads on here is the GoFundMe video. So, I mean, that's going well, and I am feeling pretty good. So I'm going to just keep looking up and keep moving forward and working harder than ever before. Got the estate stuff rolling now. Going to make 2015 the year I always wanted the time after my mom's passing to be. And wow, 6 years, but a lot of things were thrown my way that I couldn't prepare for. Got a Gracie over here being cute. And some of those things I navigated pretty well, all things considered, and some I didn't. But looking forward to making this a good time and making this the best year of my life, because that's what my mom would have wanted. Let's see if I can get that tribute area on camera here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's my goal. To make things better for her, better for me, better for these cats who I'm honestly still very, very blessed to have, very lucky to have. And I'm thankful every day that my mom's sacrifices allowed all this to happen. I've never forgotten that. You know, she sacrificed a lot, and I've sacrificed a lot too. And for her, at the end, she didn't feel like it was going to pan out. She was terrified that I'd be taken advantage of, and for me, that happened. And the feeling of, okay, you've not failed her, but you've been thrown into a situation that you cannot overcome because you're not given information to be prepared for any of it. And yeah, I just look and it's like, am I bitter about it? Oh yeah. But I've expressed the bitterness privately many times, loudly, and the time is now to really fix these problems and work on making sure that I don't make the same mistakes again in the future. And if you're reading or you're watching this or you're reading the description and any of this helps you, just let me know. Shoot me a message on YouTube, send me a tweet, or just reply in the comments, because that helps. It helps to know that these things, my struggles, for one thing, everyone goes through, you know. And it feels at times like no one else does, but other people do, you know. And when you have a good, strong support system, you can get through anything in life. I did that. I had that, and I got through my mother's passing. And unfortunately, since then, things fell apart in a million different ways I couldn't have expected, not in the ways I expected. However, the ways I expected could still happen. So I'm actually trying to avoid just, you know, barely keep my head above water with these things, and working to be proactive. And in that way, I will pay the best kind of tribute to her that I can. That's, I may never settle the estate, but I'm at least going to do the best job I can. Take care.